who today has emerged as the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, often regarded as the largest party in Africa. Your Excellency, this must be one sweet, bitter victory, 11 years, trying to get this ticket. How does it really feel, besides the humility that you expressed in your thank you address, acceptance and thank you address to Nigerians?
Well, Christian, thank you very much. I think, I will consider it, a dream fulfilled, even though it's not the ultimate dream. The ultimate dream is to be elected, to be president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. But I think it is one step before, the final destination. So I think it's a very fulfilling exercise or ambition, so to say. And I really look forward to the challenges ahead, because I know the challenges ahead are quite enormous. And I look forward to that. And I am not a stranger to challenges in this country, particularly if you go through the political history of this country. So I think I am delighted, with the development today. And as I said in my remarks, it was the most credible, electoral process within the party so far since the return of democracy in 1998.
Your Excellency, like you noted, I mean, you're not new to challenges, you're not new to political battles. 96 hours after, you've really not had any sleep and you're still looking really ebullient. Some people wonder that at 72, you got everything, whether in business, in manufacturing, the number of Nigerians or even Africans that you employ in your businesses. What more do you really want?
You see, if you have a dream, particularly for your country, and you want to see your country get to a certain level of development and prosperity, you must also consider that you are going to leave or bequeath, to your own children or younger generation of Nigerians. And you will want to be recorded as having, of course, left a better country than you found, for the generations of Nigerians, coming up. So this is quite important to me. As you know, I have many children, and I will want to see them better than, I have achieved. So that is the driving, force actually behind these struggles.
Particularly at this time in the political history of Nigeria, the rising unemployment and the disillusionment generally. Some of your protagonists or proponents will ask, what is he coming, what's he bringing to the table 40 years in the political arena when you look at the political historicity of Nigeria?
Well, as I said, you will always want to see that you leave a better country than you met, particularly for the younger generations of Nigerians coming up. You cannot wish that away. I mean, of course, we have challenges, no doubt about that, and you really will like to see a leadership that has the capacity, that has the experience, that has the know-how on thinking about solutions to the challenges that are so obvious now. We know them. We know the rate of unemployment. We know the economic downturn, in recession. We know, the security crisis in the country, and we know also the lack of unity, that has actually affected, peace and stability in the country and development. So you cannot just close your eyes to all these challenges simply because you are self-fulfilled. Definitely not.
Your Excellency, your main slogan during your campaign within your party and to Nigerians, externalizing it, is to say that yes, Nigeria truly needs restructuring. Some people would say you were there with your former boss, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, who organized a conference that didn't produce anything. Your one or two of your predecessors, former President Goodluck Jonathan, organized the national conference as well. And if you're talking of restructuring, when you've said you're going to use just one term, are you going to dust up some of these recommendations made earlier, or are you still going to set up another constitutional conference?
I don't think it will be necessary for us to start with another constitutional conference. I mean, I have said it in many of my presentations. First of all, let us look at, our legislative list, in the Constitution, both recurrent and exclusive. I believe it is going to be much, much easier to sit down with the states and also the National Assembly and say, look, I mean, all items under concurrent legislation can be, reverted to the states and local governments together with the resources that are normally budgeted for them, so that, you have less at the federal, level to do. And then after that, you can now begin to look at the list of items that are in the exclusive, legislative list and see which items would you, want, to devolve to the states and local governments or any groupings, the country may decide. You mentioned previous leaders. I want you to note that those previous leaders were all military heads of states. And the current structure was brought about by the military because they believe in a unified, system and a centralized system of governance. And so it's quite understandable if they resist it or if they were not able to do it. Coming to whether these are items one could achieve in the first term of 4 years, once you have an understanding with your predecessor to move on, with a program, I don't think that's going to be a problem because all what you need is continuity.
So you have a blueprint beyond that?
Of course, yes.
2, 3 of them you want to mention, apart from youth employment, creating jobs, expanding Nigeria's agricultural
I think, Christian, when I talk to you more, later in due course, I will be able to let you know other areas.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, GCON, the presidential candidate of the largest party in Africa, the People's Democratic Party, for speaking to us on Arise News Special. Your Excellency, we're indeed very grateful,
Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you, sir.